Caption: Settlers had to clear the land before they could build their cabins. Our cabin had one room and a hole for a window and another one for a door. We put grease paper over the window. The cracks in the logs were chinked, filled in with mud to keep the wind from whistling through. Jeanette Mitchell. Caption: The cabin was made with logs. Caption: Pioneers came part of the way on flatboats. Even the animals got a ride. Traveling by water. Whenever they could, the pioneers used the rivers as highways. It was a real adventure for a pioneer boy or girl to float downstream on a flatboat. Going by boat was easier than going across land. There were no rocky or bumpy roads. There were no trees to cut down or mud to get stuck in. The boats were hard to steer, however, and sometimes they turned over in rough waters. Sometimes they got stuck in shallow water. Most of the time the ride was smooth. Children had plenty of time to watch the clouds or look for animals on the shore. Sometimes children could see the Indian children who were watching them. Pioneer life. Pioneer settlers usually started their farms near a fort or town. Everyone had a job to do on the family farm. Pioneer fathers. The father of the family bought the land. Then he began the hard job of clearing the trees. Most of the land in Wisconsin was covered with tall trees. The father built a cabin with logs. The cabin was small. Sometimes it had only one room. Later he built a small barn for the animals and put up a fence around the pasture. Caption: Everyone in a pioneer family worked very hard. Pioneer mothers. The mother of a pioneer family also had a lot of work to do. She cooked food on the wood-burning stove or in the fireplace. The fireplace also heated the cabin. She sewed all the clothes for her family. The mother kept a small garden near the cabin. She planted vegetables and herbs used for cooking and making medicine. Each family grew all or most of its own food. The family also grew wheat or corn to sell. Pioneer women made soup, dipped candles, and spun wool into yarn. At harvest time, women helped the men in the fields. Pioneer children. Children had important jobs to do too. Children helped their mother cook the food. They cleaned up around the house. Other children carried in water from outside and cut wood. Younger children collected small branches and twigs for the fire in the cabin. All the children helped their fathers plant seeds and pull weeds. They fed the chickens. Children also milked the cows. They took the cows out to the pasture during the day and brought them back into the barn at night. Children slept in a loft under the roof of the house. To get up to the loft, they climbed a ladder. Their beds were made of sacks stuffed with straw and grass. After a while, the sacks smelled bad and were lumpy. The sacks had to be filled with clean straw. Children went on errands for their parents. Sometimes this meant they traveled many miles all by themselves. Read this story, if you get a chance, of William, a 9-year-old boy. He lived on a farm with his family. William and his horse named Patty had to take the wheat to town for grinding.